Hello everyone, welcome back to Lift Parts Warehouse. If your forklift is lifting slowly, making a whining noise, or the hydraulics feel weak or inconsistent, there's a good chance the hydraulic pump is worn out. And when the pump starts failing, it affects everything: lift, tilt, and attachments. In this video, we're going to walk through how to properly remove and replace a forklift hydraulic pump, step by step, including the small details that prevent leaks, contamination, and early failure. Let's start by finding the pump. Open the forklift hood. On most forklifts, the hydraulic pump is mounted directly to the engine. You'll usually find it on the side of the engine, often below or near the alternator. The easiest way to identify it is by following the hoses. Locate the hydraulic tank, then trace the large suction hose coming out of it. That hose will lead you straight to the pump inlet. Depending on the model, you may also need to access the area by lifting the seat or removing the floor plate to get a clear view. Now, before you touch the hydraulic system, make sure everything is safe. Lower the forks to the ground, shut the engine off, then move the hydraulic control levers in all directions to relieve any trapped pressure. This step is important. Even with the engine off, hydraulic pressure can remain in the system. Before removing anything, you want to make space to work. In many cases, the engine air intake housing, the large rubber intake duct, will be in the way. Remove that so you can clearly see the pump, the mounting bolts, and the hydraulic lines. Take a moment to look at the pump and understand what's connected to it. You'll typically see two main lines. The larger one is the suction line. This comes from the hydraulic tank and feeds fluid into the pump. The smaller, more reinforced line is the pressure line. This carries pressurized fluid from the pump out to the control valves and cylinders. Before removing anything, it's a good idea to note their positions or even mark them, especially if access is tight. Place a drain pan under the pump, as you will lose some hydraulic fluid there. Before loosening the fittings, clean around each connection using a rag or brake cleaner. This is one of those small steps that makes a big difference. Any dirt that gets into the system can damage valves and seals later. When disconnecting the hydraulic lines, you'll be working with threaded fittings, not standard bolts. Most forklifts use flare-type or O-ring fittings, so you'll need standard wrench sizes, typically anywhere from 9/16 inch up to about 1 inch, depending on the line. The suction line is usually larger and may require a 7/8 or 1-inch wrench, while the pressure line is smaller and often falls in the 9/16 to 3/4 inch range. Always use a 2-wrench method here. Hold the fitting on the pump with one wrench and use the other to loosen the hose fitting. This prevents twisting the line or damaging the pump housing, which is especially important if the housing is aluminum. Once the fitting breaks loose, you can spin it off by hand and remove the line. As soon as the lines are free, plug or cap both the hoses and the pump ports. This keeps contamination out while you continue working. With the lines out of the way, we can move to the mounting bolts. The pump is usually mounted with a flange system and secured with 2 or 4 bolts. These are commonly 3/4 inches. Break the bolts loose and remove them while supporting the pump with your other hand. Once the last bolt comes out, the pump will be free. Now, carefully slide the pump straight out from the engine. Do not pry against the mounting surface. If it feels stuck, a light tap with a rubber mallet can help break the seal without damaging anything. Once it's free, take the pump to a clean work area. Before installing the new pump, we need to transfer any fittings or hoses. Remove the fittings from the old pump and inspect them closely. Pay attention to O-rings and sealing washers. If they're flattened, cracked, or worn, replace them. Before installing them onto the new pump, lightly coat the O-rings with clean hydraulic oil. This helps them seat properly and prevents tearing during installation. Thread the fittings into the new pump and tighten them snugly. Don't over-tighten, as this can damage the threads. Now, go back to the forklift and prepare the mounting area. Clean the mounting surface on the engine where the pump sits. Remove any dirt, old gasket material, or residue. If the pump uses an O-ring or gasket at the flange, always install a new one. Lightly lubricate the new O-ring or gasket with hydraulic oil or assembly grease. This helps it seat evenly and prevents it from pinching during installation. Now we're ready to install the new pump. Align the pump with the mounting position and carefully slide it into place. Make sure it seats properly and lines up with the drive. It should go in smoothly, don't force it. Once seated, install the mounting bolts and tighten them evenly. If torque specs are available, follow them. Otherwise, tighten them firmly and evenly to avoid misalignment. Next, reconnect the hydraulic lines. Before installing them, make sure the hose ends and ports are clean. Start with the suction line, then connect the pressure line. Thread the fittings carefully to avoid cross-threading, then tighten them securely. Be especially careful with aluminum ports, they can strip if over-tightened. With everything connected, check the hydraulic fluid level in the tank and top it off if needed. Attach the air intake housing and any other components removed. Start the forklift and let it idle. Now slowly cycle the hydraulic controls, lift, tilt, and any attachments. This allows fluid to move through the system and helps remove any air introduced during the repair. Don't go straight to full load. Let the system build pressure gradually. Once the system is running, take a close look around the pump and fittings. Check for any leaks at the hose connections or mounting flange. Listen for unusual noises, such as whining or cavitation, which could indicate air in the system or a low fluid level. Then test all hydraulic functions to confirm everything is operating smoothly and consistently. If you're working on a forklift hydraulic system, we stock hydraulic pumps, hoses, seals, and fittings, and all other hydraulic system parts by forklift make and models at Lift Parts Warehouse. Make sure you verify the correct part before installation. It saves time and prevents rework. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.